Welcome to my booth. I'm Dr. Esther Onyoni of the Wellness Pathfinders. Thanks for stopping by and sharing your time with me. The Wellness Pathfinders exists to coach and consult individuals living with type 2 diabetes and prediabetes. Our mission is to educate and inspire individuals to be active participants in their own health. And our goal is to find simple ways to implement lifestyle habits that are sustainable. And so you might wonder why diabetes. And so that's rooted back into my story, where I grew up with parents who argued a lot, and in there I was taught to not intervene whenever grown-ups were talking, obviously. So I learned not to be confrontational. I learned to not be a person who speaks up for myself. I learned to be someone who knew that I just won't be heard because I didn't speak up. And growing up as an adult, I found out that this is something that followed me along as I grew up, and it's not serving me. And so what happened is I joined a group of individuals who were rooted to working hard to speak up for themselves, to advocate for themselves. And this was the goal of mine, and I succeeded in that. And as a result, I created this business where I'm able to create space for individuals who would like to speak up for themselves, for individuals who would like to advocate for themselves and be heard. And for me, I saw this in my patients. See, as a pharmacist, I saw patients who constantly came to me with more questions than answers after their doctor's visits, and especially patients who are living with diabetes and other chronic conditions, where they had more questions than answers. They did not speak up for themselves. They did not know the right questions to ask at their doctor's visits, and as a result, they did not know how to take care of the condition, and the condition continued to get worse. So I saw that I could come into this space where I could help patients with diabetes be able to speak up for themselves, be able to be heard and take care of this condition, because as it is said, it is a condition that they live with for the rest of their life. But I like to come into my soapbox and say that diabetes does not have to be a debilitating and progressive condition, contrary to popular belief. The thing is, there is a lot of medication. There is not a shortage of medicine. However, we see that the care of the condition has stalled because the cases of people who are newly diagnosed continue to increase. So it is a preventable condition. It is a reversible condition. That is not something we are told in the regular medical model. And even in studies, it's shown that individuals who have implemented lifestyle habits were able to prevent the progression of their prediabetes to diabetes by 58%. And so what I have is a program that I call Reboot and Thrive Past Diabetes, where I teach you how to detach from the regular medical model, and which is a pill for every ill, a pill for every symptom, and you learn to be more in charge of your own health. And in this program, it is 8 weeks, and you get one-on-one calls, weekly calls, in which we talk about nutrition. We talk about physical activity. We talk about your sleep, stress, and toxins, and all around lifestyle. We have a meal plan that we offer for 1 week, but then we teach you how to create your own meal plan for each week. In this program, you get an weekly email support. You get Facebook community and also a checklist, several checklists here, because individuals who struggle with diabetes, what I noticed is that they have doctor's visits, or they have data that they need to collect to keep up with their care, but they usually don't have it in hand, so they don't know what to do with their condition. So you'll get checklists when you go to the doctor, the questions to ask, a checklist of things you need to do on a daily basis to take care of your condition. And the individuals who have participated in this program, first of all, those with diabetes will mostly complain about how they do not have energy to get them through the day. But the individuals who participated in the program said that they had energy that got them through the day. Their A1C reduced, their weight went down as a side effect of just having this lifestyle, and their blood sugars went down as well. They spend less time Googling about their symptoms, and they spend more time with their family. They also had fewer missed work days, fewer doctor's visits, and as a complete result, they have a lower pill burden, because if you have acquired this new lifestyle, then there is usually not a need for your medication. And so, this being a family recreation and UV safety expo, I want to talk about diabetes being a family affair, because we know that the genes that increase the susceptibility for this condition are in the family, run in the family, as well as the eating patterns that cause us to gain weight are in the family. And so is the response from the family for an individual who has been diagnosed, because if it's a positive response, then they're more prone to have a positive outcome. And just getting past the preconceived notions of this condition, or the stigma attached to it, to the diabetes, and how one can get support. So I have tips to get individuals, families on board with taking care of their diabetes. And the first tip is to get smart about diabetes. So what are your sources of information for diabetes? Reputable sources are necessary here. The American Diabetes Association is one source. The CDC is another source. As well as the second tip is to prepare meals together as a family, because then you're able to read nutritional labels together and get less processed food, foods that have more fiber, and cook them in the right way. More baking and less frying, right? And the third tip is to create an activity that family can participate in weekly. You can start with 10 minutes and increase to 30 minutes a day. Could be bowling, basketball, or whichever fun activity that you can come up with to get the family on board. Just don't forget to carry a snack in case the blood sugar goes down. And the fourth tip is to have everyone in the family checked, because this is a condition that runs in the family. The fifth tip is to get help whenever you need it. Do not go it alone. Lonely wolves starve to death. All right, so thank you again for stopping by my booth. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the chat, and let's get you to a new path to wellness. Thank you.